Go. Hello and welcome to another episode of DrawBomb.
Hey, folks.
How's it going, everyone?
Tell us.
You in the chat?
I can't hear you.
I literally can't hear them.
I can't hear them
even
at
say
all.
Anything?
I think there's a flaw in Twitch's web design.
Must be.
Maybe. Oh well. Sorry, folks. We can't hear you tell us how your day was, but we sure as hell can tell you how our days it has been. So.
Yeah. And,
start.
I mean, they can tell us how their day was in the chat.
That's right, they can, because DrawBomb is an interactive live stream. Where we
What
draw.
you all may think, where you sit quietly and watch us draw, as we, struggle to come up with stuff to talk about.
Speaking of in the chat, Captain Sheepy showing up with the emojis.
Oh, good.
We got
some
football.
Some of the VIP super fans.
That's right, Captain Sheepy, VIP super fan. I wonder if we're gonna see Papa Tasty Boy tonight.
God, I hope so.
I hope so too, because that shit was hilarious to call him Papa Tasty Boy in front of a live audience of him,
well,
of him and us.
Yeah. But she was very embarrassed having himself see that.
Absolutely. Although my friend Kyle did later on cut together a clip of that moment where I called him Papa Tasty Boy.
Oh, did he enjoy that?
Yeah, he enjoyed that part. He said he just clicked to a random part and that was what he found, so he made a clip. So I was like, well, that was the perfect moment because I totally forgot what I had called Matt, and then
He's Papa Tasty.
He's Papa Tasty Boy. We still gotta play that game at some point. We still need to really. The last thing I remember playing with you guys in the forest was we found a cave. I died, and then I got stuck in the airplane while you guys went on a grand adventure.
Okay, so you severely forgot the last moment. Then apparently your brain erased it to. Oh no, Captain Sheep says he takes a vow of silence. This will not.
Oh, I do also remember our camp getting demolished by a bunch of.
Yes, that is the reason we haven't played in a while. Is because
we got pretty discouraged.
I don't know if we did something wrong, but suddenly, like a crew of
the multi-armed dude
destroyed everything that we spent like 20 hours building.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
Like,
that did.
I guess we're done.
Yeah, that's the end of that story.
I guess we either start over or we're just done.
Yeah, it was
so
pretty.
I do plan on getting back to that game, but talking about the forest to anybody watching.
Yeah, I just realized my arm is a lot larger than your arm.
It's a bit, but I say go with it.
I'm gonna go with it. It's like, like, you know what? That brings us to what we've been doing a lot lately. Wait, that sounds like a really weird setup. No, Borderlands.
Working out, and
we've been working out
only with one arm, and one arm is way beefier than the other. It's been really paying off.
While really straining the internet connection. No, we've been playing a lot of Borderlands.
A lot of Borderlands.
There's a dude with an arm that's bigger than the other arm.
It's like the badass psychos.
No, well, I was gonna say the robot arm that the main
the
Calypso
main
twin dude has. Yeah. He's got a cool fucking robot arm.
He does.
So we're gonna go with the. What is happening with this picture?
Okay, now are you putting the broom in his hand?
Yes, I am.
All right. Well, let's have his legs be tiny, and he's like holding himself up just by his arm.
That's incredible.
Yeah, we've been playing a lot of Borderlands. In fact, we were playing it right up until we came on here. So much so, in fact, that we probably were a little late for the show because we
rested pretty hard on our laurels, and we would have definitely been on at 8 o'clock on the dot if we had not expected technical difficulties to not happen.
We were only off by like 5 minutes. It's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, I'd say.
Nobody cares
thank
about
God.
The show that much.
No.
5 minutes is going to ruin their day.
That's right. Oh no, Captain Sheepy says there's a velociraptor behind us. Behind that cave.
Oh, no. There's not.
That's fine. I'm gonna add that to this corner over here so that there's just a little bit of most of the actions happening over there. We're really breaking the rule of thirds.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna add the Velociraptor over here.
I like that firm grip on the broom.
Right? He's really fucking white knuckling it.
It's a big arm.
He's just real. Oh! Gotta have this broom.
You gotta finish the broom.
Oh yeah. Thank you for finishing the broom. I'm just doing this little detail, you know, just really. But yeah, we lands.
You've been cutting. You're cutting out a little bit, just a little bit.
Kind of. That's because I keep turning my head and looking at
Okay.
God, I don't even know what I keep turning my head to look at. It's not the screen.
Velociraptor?
It is a little bit of the Velociraptor. I just gotta keep checking behind me.
If I acknowledged him, he'd kill me. So I'd be like, no, there's nothing over there.
Okay, thank God. Whew. All right, just gonna check again to make sure. Okay. Whew. One more time for good measure. Okay. 3 times. Oh no!
Dead.
Dead. That's how it happens.
Dead now.
So just never.
Never.
Turn
It's
your
like
back.
they're like the ghosts from Mario.
That's right. They get real shy when you look at them.
Don't look at me! Stop it!
Stop it!
How dare you look at me?
Don't look at me!
Stop!
No! Don't look at me!
I'm gonna kill you!
Don't look at me!
Now that we've both broken the volume,
we're peaking.
Yeah. Oh,
we sure are, Brandon.
I peaked a while ago.
We sure are. Oh, I peaked a long time ago.
Setting up some dedicated layers at the moment.
That's probably a good idea.
Something that you would expect us to do ahead of time, but
well,
flying by the seats of our pants.
That's true.
I blame. No, I'm not gonna blame DrawPomb right now because
no, they make this all possible. So why would...
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I'm not gonna draw the caveman. He's the less interesting aspect of that emoji pairing.
The caveman?
Yeah.
I feel like the caveman is one of the least popular characters of Harry Potter.
He's not my favorite. It really takes me out of the story every time, like, Harry's like, "Oi, Luminosius!" And then, like, a fucking ball of light comes out and, like, dances, like, to fucking Katy Perry, and then all of a sudden Caveman's over there just going, like,
Ron, we really shouldn't have brought him to the future using our magical abilities, but whoops. It's Encino Man meets Harry Potter.
That I would watch. I'd watch that movie. Just Brendan Fraser going around going like, "Whoa, so you mean to tell me?"
He was not
actually. No, he wasn't that version of himself. He was the Encino Man, so he was right. He was the Encino Man.
He was the Encino Man.
Okay, he wasn't the. Was it a teenage? I'll be honest. I haven't seen.
You want me to give you the recap here?
Just recap Encino Man for me, because I've seen the DVD cover.
Oh, I can recap it real quick. I've seen this movie many times.
Well, I'm sure you have.
Watched it quite a bit as a younger.
And you
man.
Say I watch terrible movies.
This movie holds up. I would say it's a 80s. It's like is it 80s 90s? I don't know.
Along those lines.
It's not great, but it holds up somewhat. I'd say. Okay, so the unpopular kids at high school, Pauly Shore and
Pauly Shore.
He's full Pauly Shore in this movie. He's like,
"What's up, buddy?"
Yeah, he talks like that. Is the waist in the jet?
Got the chase whiz on the cracker.
Sidekick from Lord of the Rings. Sam.
Boromir? Sean Astin.
Sean Astin. Okay, those are the two guys. Sean Astin and Pauly Shore are unpopular kids at school. They're trying to get popular, so Sean Astin...
So they unfreeze a caveman?
Basically, but we're skipping some steps here. I'm going to get you there. I'm taking you on the journey.
Yo, buddy!
Captain Chibi says your Velociraptor looks like you'd have Kermit's voice, and I fully agree.
Got a swirly, not happy. baby. Let's go and freeze a caveman.
Totally ignored what I said to you.
About the Velociraptor having Kermit's voice?
Yeah.
Okay, so that would go like...
You hear me. Say it.
Hello.
I was too busy doing my Polly Shore.
Velociraptor here.
Hey, if you wouldn't happen to let me bite some of your arm, please, I would really appreciate it.
It would be fantastic.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Jackson, sir. Now, if you could hold on to your butt, please, I would really appreciate it.
Yeah, he would do. Okay, so, anyways, on with Encino Man.
Yes,
so,
please.
They're not popular.
Don't forget.
So they decide they want to throw a party that's going to make them popular. Mainly Sean Astin. Pauly Shore is pretty confident. He's okay with being unpopular, but Sean Astin is not having it.
Sean Astin wants to be the popular kid.
It. And he's in love with this girl.
I knew it. I was about to ask, is he in love with a girl?
She's popular. They were friends as kids, but now they've grown apart because he's, she's popular, he's not, and they're on different levels. So
I see.
They want to throw this major party that's going to make them popular. So Sean Astin's plan is he's going to dig a pool, and they can have a pool party. So he's in his backyard.
Oh fuck! That's a terrible idea.
A whole pool. It's like just in the dirt. It's digging a
terrible
big ass
idea.
Pool.
Sean Astin, you silly fool.
Yeah. Well,
You'll never save Frodo from the Shire with that attitude.
That's what I'm saying. So he's digging a pool, and he happens to dig up a caveman.
Oh.
They find like a bowl that's ancient, and Pauly Shore pays attention in school, so he's like, I know what this is. This is a old ass bowl. Except
I know what this says,
buddy.
Yeah,
he says it like that. Yeah. It's a Mysterium bowl, buddy.
It's from the ancient Sumerian period.
Yeah.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So
you know how the Sumerians love to get down.
They keep digging. They find a big ice cube with a caveman inside. Because apparently a big chunk of ice just stays ice for thousands of years.
I was saying, like, how is it still frozen? Is it like it's not in a cold
one of the
part
details
of the...
lost on the detailed plot of Encino Man.
Are we going to see a lot of these types of errors?
That's basically it. I mean, if you can suspend your disbelief till this point, the rest works.
Okay, I see.
Yeah. Okay, so they dig it out. They put it on some like sawhorses in the garage. They put heaters on it because once again, this might be an error. They're like, we found a caveman, not expecting it to come to life, but they're like, let's thaw it out. Not in which, if you actually found something frozen, thawing it out would pretty much destroy it, I imagine.
Yeah.
Like, great, now we have a corpse.
Wait, it destroys it?
I'm saying in.
Oh shit! I got some stuff I gotta get out of the fridge. Fuck! I'll be right back.
All right. Well, he's getting his crime details covered up.
It's so good.
So for some reason, they think when you find an ice cube with a caveman inside, the correct answer is to thaw it out instead of just like keeping it frozen.
It's all gone.
Sorry about that.
Keep going. It's all gone.
So they go to school, and he's already like, hell yeah, we found a caveman. Now we're gonna be the coolest kids in school because he doesn't know how being cool works. It's him being a nerd, and he's at school and he goes up to this pretty girl and he's like, we found a caveman and everything. She's like, what? He's like, we found a caveman. He's like thinking that's gonna impress people.
Yeah.
Anyways, they go home that day. It didn't work out. No one cares. And the ice cube's all thawed out. They come home and there's just like chunks of ice where it was, and they're like, oh no, we melted him. They go inside and there's like paintings of like bowls and handprints all over the walls and shit like that.
Of course.
And they find him like in the bedroom. He's like full caveman.
He's going full caveman, bro.
Brendan Fraser, he's jumping around and he's like throwing a shit. And he doesn't do that. But anyways, so they clean him all up. They give him a bath. They give him a haircut. And suddenly he's the coolest kid in school.
Oh, I see. So it's kind of like American Werewolf in London.
I haven't seen that. I'm familiar that it exists, but I haven't seen it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of the horror movie. It's American Werewolf, Teenage Werewolf. That's what I'm thinking of, with Michael J. Fox, where he plays basketball.
Yes, that's a very different movie.
Yeah. Different than the one I haven't seen. I haven't seen either of those movies either. But I do know that Michael J. Fox becomes a werewolf and becomes the coolest kid in school. Just give me a synopsis of a movie at the beginning of every podcast. I feel like
I've seen a lot of bad movies. I always blame you for it, but I still have quite.
You've seen a lot of bad movies too.
I've seen all the mainstream ones. Yeah.
You've seen the mainstream stinkers. I've seen all the like indie hip. I've seen the French shit.
You're more
literal shit.
Than me.
Yes,
so
right.
he's the coolest kid in school. Everyone loves him. The girl he likes starts to talk to him, except that when it comes to like the whatever dance, that's always usually the reason the plot is driven in a certain direction for some random dance.
The dance,
supposedly a big deal. She wants to go. She wants to go with the caveman instead of him.
Oh,
so he gets all mad and he's like, "Get out of here! Don't you see we don't want you anymore?" He white fangs him. No, Harry and the Henderson is also Harry is white fanging, or the Hendersons are white fanging Henderson. That's the original. His white fang. The whole can't you see I don't want you anymore? So,
get out of here!
Tries to get rid of him, and then Pauly Shore's all like, "Hey man, he's our friend. That's not how you treat a friend."
Hey, buddy!
Except, no, he loses the weird voice to be serious.
Oh, I
he's
see.
the voice of reason. And then Sean Astin's like, "You know what? You're right. He's my friend." And they all get together and defeat the bully. And in the movie, I'm missing some details in there. He probably gets with the girl. I don't remember. And then at the end, everyone's all happy, and they get back to the house, and they find more. They walk into the house. There's more cave shit all over the walls, and they're like, "Oh no!" And they go in the bedroom and hit the main caveman's girlfriend thawed out too, and she's there.
So, did the caveman dude even want to be like go to the dance? Let me ask this question.
There's a moment where they go to a museum as a school, and they pass by a caveman exhibit, and Brendan Fraser is in the caveman exhibit crying and having a really bad time because he realizes what's going on. And it gets deep for a second.
That's pretty deep, bro.
And then I think Pauly Shore's cradling him.
Oh, it's okay, buddy.
Which is something that makes everybody feel better.
Right, when Pauly Shore just holds you close and really, just really feel his breath on your neck.
That's what makes me, feel safe.
Pauly Shore's breath on my neck. Hi, buddy. Oh yeah, I turned his broom into a mop. Here's the thing: I didn't even do it like consciously. I was listening. I was enthralled by your retelling of
I know
Encino Man. And as I was doing it, I naturally chose that color for the broom. And I was just like, you know what? That's funny. I'm going to go with that.
All right. We should probably move on. Unless you want... Yeah. Should we color... Oh, I like the drop. Yeah, do that. Should we color your dinosaur or just move on from there?
Let's color the dino, and then you color the dinosaur, and I'll add a background, and then we'll call it quits after you finish the dinosaur. How about that?
If you can do a quick background, otherwise
I'll do it super quick. I'll do it super quick, I promise. I'm basically steal the original cover art. Hey, buddy!
There's a scene where they go into like a 7-Eleven and he's like teaching about all the food groups, except it's all like candy and shit.
No, that's hilarious.
And then he takes him over to the Slurpee machine. He's like, "Sometimes you just gotta wheeze the juice." And then the caveman's like, "Wheezing juice." And they're drinking out of the Slurpee machine. And there's like the dudes who work at 7-Eleven come over yelling at him. It's not a great movie, but it's good for what it is.
I will say though, the wheezing the juice thing makes me think that that's where they got that joke from in Goofy movie, where they also got Pauly Shore to voice the one friend. It's like, but I Chase West.
Yeah, that's definitely like wheezing the juice is a phrase. There's things that exist because of that. It's like a common pop culture reference.
Interesting. Where's the jazz? Oh, sure. What's up? But I'm gonna stop. I really need to stop doing that.
Should we just skip the background and move on?
Yeah, might
It's
as
gonna be
well.
another like 20 minutes.
Let's just kill this guy. Let's just do these lines. Boom. Look at that. That is your that's your BG right there.
All right, I'm gonna start deleting everything.
BGs. All right.
From there.
Cool. Where's the jazz?
All right, so next we're gonna play some rock paper pencil, right?
I think that's probably a good idea. I think that's a solid move.
We missed last week because I had to work, and then the week before that we just didn't have time to play.
Yeah, we were kind of like putting off, and then like it just didn't fit into the schedule. Yeah. So here we go.
That week was good, so it was fine.
Oh yeah, I had a great time with that show.
So let's make a little title card.
All right. Let's see. I'm gonna make the brackets that we put the stuff in. Oopsies. I feel like it's pretty solid, right? That gives us some space.
Great brackets, bro.
Thanks, bro. Solid rock and most of the word paper. And now all of the word paper.
Yeah, it's all there.
Yeah, good job. It looks good. So let me check something real quick.
What do you got to check there, fella?
Oh, just some notes. Oh yeah. So
should we talk about how it went last week on here? Before we
how the
rock,
last
paper, pencil. Oh, 2 weeks ago or 3.
Oh yeah. Okay. So rock paper pencil. What did we even have fighting each other? I felt like it was a very clear cut.
Mike Sharkson.
Right.
And what was yours?
I think I had a poison ninja.
Poison ninja. That's what it was.
That's right. Okay.
And it was a tie. The first in history.
It was the first ever of 2.
The first tie, though.
Yes, definitely. Ever in history, there's never been a tie.
Never, ever in history.
If someone tells you they're a fucking liar.
They're lying right to your face. Are you going to let them do that to you?
Yeah, you should fucking...
Why are you letting them lie right in your face?
Kick them in the shins. Kick them
supposed
hard.
to be your friend.
Yeah, and they lied. They used your trust. They abused your trust. Kick them in the shins. That's all you gotta do.
Just boot them right in the shins. Get a metal toed boot.
That's right. Steel toe.
Use all your might.
All the might in the world that you can even
100%
muster.
might right in the shins. That'll teach them.
That'll teach them. Learn them something. Learn them a lesson.
Not only will they never lie to you again, they'll never walk again.
They'll never, ever walk again. And you did that. You're
responsible. When the cops come asking, you did that.
Be the change that you want to see in the world. All right, rock, paper, pencil. Am I right?
Less shins for liars.
That's right. Taking a few shins out for the good of humanity. All right. That's a pretty solid pencil, I gotta say.
Thanks.
It's looking real good there.
Hey, thanks there, buddy!
That's a pretty good looking pencil over there. Oh, that's why I can't see where the color is. Okay, here we go.
Why can't you see where the color is? Are you colorblind?
No, I was just on the eraser tool.
Oh. Easy to get those two mixed up.
Yeah, it's easy to. Because there's really no visual difference in this. And you can easily switch if you are used to pressing certain buttons a lot when you work in your other art program. And the button is Q.
Great. Great news.
Captain Sheepy, you gotta say, loving those emojis in the chat, though.
That is a good one. I kind of want to steal that as my contender in this battle.
I know, right? It's pretty solid. I might, if I finish before you, I might draw him up here. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna
put a dot where we'll write what we made.
Oh, see, now that I up the ante, now you want to up the ante, don't
no,
you?
I was doing this before you wrote anything.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, I'm sure. All right. Brandon, the winner? Hold on. You can't call yourself that because it's confusing.
Why? I've won all of them. One of them was a draw, but
we tied.
That's basically
we both
a win.
won.
Yeah, well, me included. So.
Shit.
All right. Damn, you got me there.
This one only until you can only keep that if you win every time forever.
All right. I'll remove it the moment I lose.
Okay.
So I have to make a new layer because I drew some of the title stuff on.
I drew a lot of stuff on a lot of layers.
Yeah. Just invisible. So I'm gonna do it on RPP BM Chaps. So if you want to make that one invisible.
RPP BM Chaps.
See that layer?
Okay.
You see it, bro?
I sees it.
I still don't know what to make, even at this point.
So I'm gonna be on EN3, so you can feel free to block that layer out.
All right, give me a moment to do so.
All right. What am I gonna draw?
I'm gonna actually make 2 layers so I can color it. RPP BM Chaps 2.
Okay.
Block that one too.
I'm gonna block out all of the ENs except for EN1.
Oops. Tell me what to hide from you. EN3 and what else? What's your color layer?
EN3 and EN2.
Alright. This is great to watch, I'm sure.
I'm sure this is so fun for everybody.
Hey, which layers are you drawing on?
I don't know. Which layer are you drawing on? I'm going to draw on my layer. You draw on your layer.
Alright. I think I've figured out what I want to draw.
Any themes, or are we just going for it?
I can't think of any themes. I couldn't think of any.
Let's try something that we haven't tried before. Captain Chibi, if you're still watching, give us a, not too specific, but some kind of basic descriptor theme for this challenge.
Yeah.
Like it could be a certain type of animal, or it could be something, but just something
like projectiles.
Something
like
something vague yet
themed.
specific. If you're still there, we'll give you a few minutes or a minute or so to post something.
Yeah.
If you don't, then we'll just go with it.
Yeah.
No pressure.
Or you can think
animals
of
and armored vehicles. All right.
Oh shit. Okay. Damn.
That. What were you hoping for?
Not cars.
Well, armored vehicle.
All right, armored vehicles. Okay, it doesn't need to be a car because it's a vehicle. Okay. I am ready.
Me too. Thank you, Captain Sheepy, for
quick input, honestly.
Seriously.
All right, so I've been playing the Mad Max game while we haven't been playing Borderlands 3.
For this.
So yeah, absolutely.
The whole game is armored vehicles.
That's pretty. Yeah, it's like armored vehicles, the game plus punching, and
eating maggots out of a corpse.
Yeah, which there's a lot of that, and it's really gross every time.
Too much of that.
A little too much.
Even if you do it one time in the game, that's too
one time's too much. Yeah, I've have some thoughts. I've compiled some thoughts about the Mad Max game. As I
we talked a little bit about it last week, I think, but I'm down to hear more.
Okay, so I'm almost done with it, which means like I'm at the point where I'm just kind of doing a bunch of side quests for fun. But really, once I engage in the main story quest, like it's gonna be over in like an hour.
Okay.
So, I'm just kind of messing around, having a good time with it. I like how all of the different, there's like 4 quadrants to the map, I'd say, and like each quadrant has its own like quadrants. And I do like how they tried to make the sprawling desert look a little different and have themes going for like each quadrant. But I will say it is all still very much so just like desert, with sand.
It's not a very... It's a pretty repetitive game. It's a good thing
Yeah,
that
it's
the repetitive
very
stuff
repetitive.
is fun to me.
Yeah.
But it's pretty repetitive. I agree.
Very
That's
repetitive.
kind of my main complaint with it.
Very repetitive, no variation at all in that repetition either.
And I got it for very cheap, knowing that it wasn't going to be that a lot of people are complaining about that. So
yeah,
it helps.
I think I got it for like $5.
Yeah, exactly. My assumptions were pretty low, so that helps a little bit.
Yeah. Let me check my notes again. Okay, so yeah, I figured out one thing. You know how in games you'll like walk around and there will be toilets, but your character never poops. You know, there's toilets around, but your character never poops.
Are you mad that you don't get to see that?
Well, I just, it's never addressed. Something smells like lavender in here.
It's not poops.
No, it's not poops. It's the opposite of poops. It's lavender. But when I think I figured it out when your character poops in games, and I think it's when you quick travel. First thing you do in the quick travel menu, you notice how in the quick travel menu they're always like, you can't quick travel when you're in combat, but like if you're quick traveling, that'd mean you're running the fuck away. So like, why can't I do that in combat? It's because every time you quick travel, the moment your character like closes the map or whatever, he just like drops trow, takes a shit right there, and then sprints. And
so that's my next question: is if you think that's what's happening during quick travel, what do you think is happening when they're moving? How do they move? If you think they're actually achieving something during the quick travel,
how do they move? Like,
what do you think's happening to get them to the place they're going? If you're actually like putting in logic to time spent via quick travel.
I think what they do is
sprint. Are they running to the spot?
It depends. So like, a lot of games you'll like arrive in a vehicle or like on your horse in Elder Scrolls, but if you don't arrive on your horse, then your dude definitely just fucking ran the whole way and like ran fast because your character always arrives there in the shortest possible time. But that it could take a person to travel that distance. So I think what happens is you quick travel, you dump real quick, and then just run like your life depends on it. And if you quick travel back, same thing happens, same process. Dump. Like
all
poop.
right.
So that's my one thought. There's no refuting what I'm saying either because there's no evidence that I'm wrong. So,
well, the characters never seem out of breath when you get to the place you're going.
That part, like I said, they definitely shit though. They definitely shit.
Now, see, a lot of times when you quick travel in the game, there's some weird animation of like lights flashing around and stuff like that. Maybe that's because we play Borderlands.
I think that's a lot.
So
yeah.
Let's use that for an example. Are they shitting like as they're traveling through time and space? It seems less wasteful because
then you don't have to waste the water.
Taking a dump on the ground.
Yeah.
Someone has to clean up. It gets lost in time and space unless it gets like teleported into someone's living room and like.
Yeah, what happens usually is like every time you take a dump in the middle of the space-time continuum, the poop inevitably lands in the open mouth of somebody who is yelling something at a baseball game.
Someone who's yelling something racist.
Yeah, or like a child who's screaming and just going like "mommy."
Just human feces enters their mouth.
Yeah, it's just terrible. You hate to see it.
And then the birds get blamed. Unfortunately, it's not fair.
I know, right? Those fucking birds, man.
Like,
they put up a lot of shit.
It's good luck to get pooped on. And the person's like,
why does this taste like granola bars? And then you're just like,
actually, great question.
So I ate a lot of granola bars. What can I say?
What video game was that person playing?
Oh, I don't know.
Fast travel only exists in video games. What game do you eat a lot of granola bars in? Stardew Valley.
Yeah, Stardew Valley.
There's not fast travel.
It was actually the Stardew Valley ripoff, Nature Valley.
Yeah. Nature Valley. For when you want to have pile of crumbs.
all over your fucking shit.
Every time you eat.
Just crumbs everywhere.
Captain Sheepy sent us a link. I'm going to look at it real quick.
Yeah, I can't actually look at the chat right now because if I do, I'll see what you're drawing. And I don't want to do that.
I don't know what it's from. It looks like some kind of medieval game, but it just says nobody craps in this game. It's like a loading screen or something.
That's hilarious.
It's very good. You should take a look at it when you get a chance. What's that from, Captain Sheepy?
Dot, dot, dot. There's always the delay between the chat and the
yeah.
It
says it's from Oblivion. Is that real or is that like some
that's
kind of
definitely
meme?
That's definitely a joke. Loading page.
You're like, they wouldn't dare.
They wouldn't dare.
People who make Oblivion have integrity.
They
wouldn't reference poop.
They
not
wouldn't.
Today, not ever.
I read a book that was 27 pages in Oblivion. I don't think they would even so as much as to consider even the
Todd
possibility.
Howard's The Elderly Strolls.
The Elderly Strolls. Oh, Todd Howard. The fact that people like know Todd Howard's name, like I used to live with some roommates, and the one roommate was like making jokes about Todd Howard, and I was like, "Who's Todd Howard?" And they were like, "Oh, you know, like the guy who runs Bethesda." And I was like, "Oh, I didn't realize he was like one of those personalities that people like you know, like those like video game maker personalities."
You know, if you're gonna make one of the most popular games of all time,
yeah, might as well.
I guess you're known.
Or if you're gonna run like the fucking company that's just nailing it like the past couple years in terms of just like releases.
Like Fallout 76, great, terrific.
Yeah,
I could play it for minutes and just have a great time.
I still want to play that game even though I don't know what like I think I've got a good sense of why everyone's shitting on the game, but you know I'm curious. I'm a big Fallout fan.
Yeah, I am too, and I think I will play it eventually if the servers are still up once it's at a price that I'm willing to pay. But but yeah, I don't know. I like the universe and stuff. I've heard it's bad, and it's enough reason for me to wait. But
yeah, definitely, 100%. I heard recently like they're like, oh hey, Fallout 76 is adding their first dungeon soon, and my first thought was like, you didn't have any dungeons?
And then also like,
why wouldn't you have those? That's like the main thing. They
added
to do.
NPCs too. There were 0 NPCs.
Oh my god, that's
the game. That's
yeah, that's the game right there. You're describing.
Yeah, and then I don't know. So I'm gonna wait.
I think it's a smart choice. So they just they just released the game and didn't have anything. It sounds like.
I don't know. I've heard Red Dead Online is getting better too, but it was terrible at release. I still haven't played it since then. I played it a lot when it first came out for like a minute, and I was just like, okay, nope. Yeah. Not worth putting my time into.
I just need to wait till it comes out to PC, just because. I can't. I don't got a console. I can't play no games.
Captain Sheepy says, "There's an NPC in Oblivion who says "deer penis" in a sentence while talking about a restaurant that serves rat meat."
Okay. Well, you would have to, right?
I mean, I know that the game's just striving for realism, and I know I use the words "deer penis" in a lot of my conversations.
Especially if I'm like a medieval times, like fantasy
probably
person.
More than, because deer penis is something that
you would probably
comes in contact with your life a lot more than it does, in modern day.
I dare say, adventurer, have you had my deer penis? Well, you should really use it too. Yes. Maybe you sit down and then we'll talk about the Thieves Guild. Deer penis. You didn't seem that phased when I said that's what we'd be eating.
No, it's a common misconception. He was just writing a letter to his sister named Penis.
Dear Penis.
I miss you so much.
I've taken the Dragonborn into my home. Dear Penis.
I'm sure the new one will be good, I assume.
I'm super psyched for it, whatever it is. Because, like, every Elder Scrolls game has just been a giant leap up from the last one, so I'm super excited to see like what sort of what sort of features they sort of implement into the system now.
Yes,
Because
I hope it is good.
like the main thing they added between Morrowind and Oblivion was the fact that there was like time and that the NPCs would actually do things at certain times, and that at that point in like game development that was like revolutionary. It was like, oh my god, like they don't stand around all day.
Right.
Even though they didn't really need to necessarily do that either. You could have made them move around at random or whatever, but either way, it was very cool. And yeah. And it ended up not being that exciting of a feature. It was just kind of like, oh, okay, so like I can't do this mission right now, so I have to like wait. Okay.
Oblivion was the first in the series that I got involved with.
That was, I think, the entry point for a lot of people into the series. Because
even then, I didn't really get it. I didn't play much of it, and Skyrim came out, and I didn't get it for like a second. I was just like, I'm gonna pick up everything, and I was like, what? Huh? And I just hadn't really played many like open world RPG type games.
Yeah.
And then it clicked for me, and it was one of the most fun games I've ever played.
That's so good. It's definitely one of those games like where you can definitely end up hoarding everything, and I frequently do. So I've been trying to like fight that urge, but it's like see some plates.
Then why fight it?
Because then it becomes not fun very quickly because it's just like, excuse me, you can't run anymore because you're carrying
I'm strategic about
things.
it, but like in my Fallout 4 game, I have like this is how you do it correctly. I have a bathtub full of all the alcohol I found in the game. It's like completely full with like thousands of bottles. I have a bathtub in my bathroom filled with bones that I've collected from everyone that's killed that dropped their bones. And I just bring it all back home. Now, like Fallout 4 let you really like build houses, and I'm sure Skyrim, the new Oblivion, will have that or new whatever. But that makes it a little bit better because you can hoard it till you get home and then unload it and get back to doing what you're doing.
Yeah, like frequently what I'll do is I'll go to a place, I'll just grab everything anything you can actually pick up, like I will grab, and then I'll eventually get to the point where I'm like full, and I'm like, but there's a boss fight over there, so I'll like kill a boss while walking very, very slowly.
Yeah.
And then eventually I'll kill the boss, and I'll be like, gosh, whatever shall I do with all of this stuff I'm carrying? And I don't know why. I've sunk so many hours into Fallout 4, and I've made no progress, and I am absolutely okay with it.
I like Fallout 4. It's good.
I really like it. It does a lot of things that I've wanted.
Fallout, but
which one would you say is the best Fallout?
I think New Vegas did it the best.
I feel that. I had some weird qualms with New Vegas, but like it was definitely the story
was the best, and then
story was definitely the best. I mean the it just had a cooler setup. Because like I've always loved the concept of like the courier or whatever, like it's kind of a cool character archetype.
Here's something you may or may not be familiar with, but there's a game called Outer Worlds that is coming out in about a month.
I heard it. That's from the guys who made
from the people who made New Vegas, and it's made like basically like we don't have the rights to Fallout, so we're making our own game, and it's going to be basically Fallout, but like it's more sci-fi than post-apocalyptic, but it's gonna play. I've seen some clips and it plays like a Fallout.
That's awesome. I read a list of the features and I saw some things that like really interested me. One thing they said that really interested me was they said that they would have this new system where it was like your character's flaws, where if you kept fucking up an aspect of the gameplay, after a while they would give your character a debuff where like they'd make them not good at that. And you could choose to turn that on or off if you wanted to, but I thought that was kind of an interesting system where, like, you always get buffs for your character and stuff, but how about some debuffs? How about we give these characters some inherent flaws?
That's a good idea that I haven't seen before. All right,
yeah, I like
whenever
that.
You are.
I am just about ready, and I'm gonna write. Should we write the name of what our thing is? Okay, cool. So I'm just about finished, and I'm gonna reveal in about a minute, I would say. but yeah, so that concept really interested me because I'm always like looking for those concepts in games where it really adds some uniqueness to like your playthrough. Like in Shadow of Mordor, they had like that Nemesis system, where
That was cool. That was unique.
that was so cool, and I loved it. And first of all, they took that feature out of like the 360 version of the game, I think,
What?
or like one of the.
How?
They
That's
took
like
it
the whole game.
Exactly. I don't know. Like I read somewhere that like when they released the game for this console or whatever, like they took that feature out, and I was just like, that's terrible. Why would you ever?
That's strange.
Yeah. But also like I just loved that feature because it meant like this was like this is just like a situation that was only gonna happen to you because this happened, and it just seemed like anything that can kind of like inject those.
I mean,
really
that game was basically like the same.
Oh yeah.
Same like building blocks of like Assassin's Creed or Mad Max or any of those games where you just like, hey, here's an open world, just do the same repetitive things over and over and over, and you get more powerful, and then you're badass by the end. And beat everybody. But
and I am a
was
sucker
the
for
thing.
those games.
Yeah, me too. They're fun, if you're okay with that. But the thing that made it different was the whole Nemesis thing.
Yeah, I spent like a good chunk of that game just like making nemesis.
Yeah, it felt like there was actual
Nemesis.
consequences when you lost a fight because somebody got moved up, and you're like, shit, I'm gonna go get him, and you can track him down. It was awesome.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
Yeah,
really cool way to mix it up.
So to take that feature out was dumb, but then like also this,
I can't believe they did that.
Yeah, and then this character flaw system kind of sounds not exactly the same, but it adds like another like bit of that unique personality.
It makes it more
flavor.
real. Like makes it like when you play a game, you feel like there's actual impacting your character in the world by the choices you make instead of just being like log on, play a little bit, turn it off, and nothing, whatever. It feels like you're actually role playing game.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're like making this character, and it's not like just some like you're going through the beats that everyone else also goes through.
Yeah, like that.
What was that?
I said I like that. That sounds cool.
And
the game just looks like full on. Like if you look at the way it plays, it feels like a Fallout game that's made by somebody else, which I'm psyched because I love that type of game, and I'm excited to play another one.
And
New Vegas was amazing. I don't think so, but
damn,
but it looks really good, and I'm going to probably get it day one, play a bunch of it.
It's interesting too because Obsidian Entertainment, those guys, they've had a lot of. This is like super inside baseball, but they've had a lot of success doing sequels to other companies' games. Like they did the Knights of the Old Republic 2 game.
That's right.
They did Fallout New Vegas, and then they've had their own like original property releases, and then those games always like tank really badly, and then they have to go back to doing like these other projects for these already existing properties. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out for them too, because they've gotten a lot of clout for doing New Vegas. So I think a lot of people are going to be a lot more like when they did Knights of the Old Republic 2. A lot of people kind of have very mixed opinions on that. So didn't do them any favors for like future releases, but for people who pay attention to like what games companies come out with and stuff like that, Fallout New Vegas has really put Obsidian on a lot of people's maps because of how much people love that game.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. Like I said, I think it's the best Fallout, and from all the previews and gameplay I've seen, it looks like that same exact model of game. Different world, different universe, but it's the same. Like there's the NPCs you talk to and make decisions the same way. Inventory, weapons, like it just feels like the same thing. Which basically we're getting a new Fallout game in a month, which is awesome.
Yeah, which is great. More of those types of games, everybody. Just release more of those kinds.
Okay. All right, you ready for me to reveal your layers?
I am super duper ready.
All right, I'm gonna do it in 5, 4, 3, 2, now.
Huh?
Whoa, we both did snakes!
That's
oh my god, that's awesome.
fucking incredible.
That makes me so happy.
Oh man, there's a reason we write together.
It's not unusual. Captain Sheepy with the snake emojis.
Is that a snake? I thought it was a velociraptor.
Well, in this case, it's a snake because there's two snakes.
So that's hilarious.
Hilarious to me.
Okay.
We got Tron Snake and Snack Tank.
Snack Tank.
All
Now
right.
it's interesting because I'm not sure if I'd call that a tank, although it is
you
definitely a Mad. It is
Oh,
definitely
you
a Mad
wouldn't?
Max vehicle, and it has cannons. It's more like an ATV.
Yeah. Maybe.
Armor.
Well, this is Snack Tank, so
Snack Tank. It's good for
I
the
like that. I was trying to do something a little bit different than just a full-on tank, because I feel like armored vehicle is where you go, and I'm glad you did the same. But that's awesome. I'm glad it was a snake battle.
It is a snake battle, so it's really down to it. It's not even like the animals out of the equation.
I felt pretty confident previous battles, but this one I think I prefer yours. I like the helmet on the snake.
Thank you.
How does he steering?
That's a great. Well, haven't you ever ridden a bike without handlebars?
No, I've never learned that ability.
Oh, it's really easy to turn corners and stuff once you have like enough open road and you know how to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just I know that handlebars work, so I've never had any desire to learn to ride one without them.
It's there's various reasons for wanting to do it, but
Looking cool, and that's the end of the list.
It's been a really hard day at work, and you're just like, I don't even want to fucking like.
I just want to fold my arms and be grumpy, have my arms crossed, and ride my bike.
Just chill if I'm gonna ride for like 30 minutes, you know. I don't want to have
just gonna
my arms.
cross my arms and close my eyes and ride this bike home.
I'm just gonna do like the pose from Titanic where I'm like, just like I'm flying, Jack. I'm flying, and then I hit a ramp, and then I am flying, and then I died because of the impact after the ramp.
That's probably my favorite scene from Titanic, if you ask me.
Oh yeah, when she's riding the bike.
Yeah, and then they die on the bike. It's amazing.
And then Leonardo DiCaprio like rolls up on his skateboard and is just like, "Whoa, radical!"
Whoa,
and party up, buddy.
Jason the Jet.
Where's the jazz? Oh my God, we found a frozen Titanic guy. We should
He's
totally
frozen
freeze
to a
him.
door.
It's Encino Man,
We
but
know
they
Leo
have freeze-
DiCaprio. We're gonna be the coolest kids at school.
Hey, we unfroze this guy from the Titanic. His name is Jack, and he totally is like super old. He's just like, hi. No, I was gonna say he's like, hi, my name is Jack, and they're just like, I don't understand him.
The
Does
brain
he know
damage from being
English?
frozen must really be affecting him.
Yeah. What's up, Leo? Well, you see, I'm looking for Rose. I wish I knew what you were saying, but it's cool. We'll figure it out.
They teach him words throughout the movie.
Right. You see, Leo.
I'm saying in Encino Man, that's a big part of it. Is they're like,
Oh, okay. So he eventually
Teach him,
does
yeah.
Caveman.
yeah, he's pretty functional by the end of it, give or take.
Okay. So there's a scene in our new Encino Man we're making right now
Yeah.
where they're teaching Leonardo DiCaprio, like, look at this. This
He's like,
is
"Yeah,
called
I know
a
the words."
painting.
It's like, you're
Yeah,
the
I
one that's
know.
talking weird, not me.
Exactly.
All right, so what are we doing
Oh,
next?
you probably sure. Do you want to do Wooly Willy?
Or should we do a comic jam?
We could do a comic jam, or we could do a Wooly Willy. Which do you want to
Do you have a preference? I'm gonna let you choose.
Just because it's a new game, we haven't had a chance to really, stretch its legs out. Why don't we try another?
I don't have anything lined up though for that. I don't know if that's.
Oh shit, we
important.
did. We did prepare ahead of time,
Yeah.
didn't we, last time? Okay, let's do the comic jam. Then.
Okay.
All right.
I will make the. Oh no.
Oh,
Oh
no.
no.
Oh no, what? What's
I
happening?
don't know. Just.
Oh,
Should we do
okay.
another 4-panel.
Yeah, let's do a 4-panel. Maybe we'll extend it to 8 if we come to a not definitive conclusion. Captain Sheepy, you've been hanging with us. You've been, flying solo with us on this incredible journey through the DrawBomb streamiverse. Why don't you tell us?
Or are you giving him more responsibility?
Yeah, we're really outsourcing our labor to the audience.
Just give us like a noun or like something to like go from.
This is a Rorschach test. Let's do a Rorschach test for him, and then we will we'll ask him like what he wants. Can we do Rorschach? Can we do like a copy and a flip? We definitely can. Okay. Do me a favor and make the. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna do the Rorschach test in a different program. I'm gonna post it, and then I'm gonna have Captain Sheepy say the first thing that
Captain
picture
Sheepy
makes
is a they, them, by the way. He says.
I am so sorry.
I say he says. Well, God damn.
Oh, gotcha. Sorry about that.
We'll get there.
We will respect those pronouns. We are all for that. In the meantime, I am sorry, but I'm gonna make a Rorschach test for you, and we're gonna have you just say the first thing that comes to mind.
I like that. That's a good. It's good.
God dang it, Photoshop. Okay, hold on. I don't know why I opened Photoshop. I don't even use it anymore.
I use it. I use it every day.
You use it every day. Every day. Oh, I know why I didn't open up. Because it does take a while to open up Clip Studio sometimes when you have to open up.
I don't know if this is his suggestion, but he wrote Final Sports Ball.
Their suggestion. Their suggestion.
What?
Their suggestion.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, my bad.
It's all good. Or that's not what we just said. Anyways, but final sports ball. Now that is not a bad one, but I kind of want to try out this Rorschach test, see if. All right.
They may still see Final Sports Ball in your Rorschach test, and that's okay.
That's true. If you do, that's totally fine, and that's cool, and that's the fun of a Rorschach test. Okay. Sweet. This is working. All right.
Are you
ready for this Rorschach?
What are you drawing it now, or?
I put it in another program so that I could use the flip tool without having to find out how to do it in draw file. And all right, you ready?
I was born with it. Whoa! All right. That looks like Final Sports Ball to me, but I'm curious to see what Captain Sheepy thinks.
I kind of every time I see a Rorschach test, it inevitably ends up looking kind of like a skull.
Little skull.
A little happy skull for like a weird.
Captain Sheepy is
pondering.
Wow, we are the same person.
We really are. We need to stop hanging out so much. A dead rabbit face.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Dead rabbit is the theme of this comic.
All right. I got an idea.
Do you want to start? Okay, go ahead.
All right, cool. Let me just.
We're gonna go with dead rabbit.
Dead rabbit. What layer did you draw these borders on?
B-Chaps 1.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start at layer 5. I made like 80 layers,
that's fine. Just pick one that's above. If you need to make new ones, that's okay too.
Okay. All right. Here I go.
I'm gonna use B-Chaps 2.
So I have more thoughts on more than just the pooping in Mad Max. By the way.
Let's hear it.
They should also.
If you're only drinking like rust water and eating corpse maggots, then you probably don't poop that much.
Probably not. No, you don't have a whole lot to get out there.
Not a lot of nutrients not a lot of waste.
But yeah, oh shit. Also, very unhealthy poops too. I can imagine, especially with all the maggots.
Yeah.
Especially, it's gotta be horrifying if like the maggots live through the digestive.
I imagine they don't, right?
I hope not. Otherwise, like that's a rude awakening.
I haven't eaten a maggot before, but I think stomach acid is
pretty solid, pretty good stuff.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
That's some good stomach acid right there. Oh, you did a real good job with that stomach acid. Hey, bro. How are we gonna get rid of this rat over here? He's snitching on the mob. We're gonna put him in a vat of stomach acid. Melt him.
Start puking.
Wait, stomach acid? Why don't we get regular acid?
Stomach acid, dude, you idiot. Don't you know it's cheaper? It's more accessible. There ain't no paper trail.
That's right.
You can just vomit till you got no more food anymore, and then you vomit some more until it's bile, and then when it's the bile, we all stand around with a coffee mug and we throw that coffee mug into the vat eventually.
Yeah.
Tony, I feel like there's an easier way. There's got to be a better way.
Burn him up with stomach acid. He doesn't get it.
Hey, are you trying to burn up a snitch with some stomach acid? Yeah, there's got to be a better way.
We've all been there before.
Well, now, you don't have to. Or they have to say, now, there is.
You probably still have to, but there's a better way.
Now there is. Now there is.
A better way.
A better way, yeah. Now there is. Okay.
I want to hear the rest.
Do you have some thoughts on the Borderlands 3?
Do I have thoughts? I've been very much enjoying it. Some people have been complaining that there's not enough new stuff, like the fact that they started the looter shooter brand. They think that like Destiny and Division are still ahead, but I disagree because the issues I have with Destiny, and I'm not the type of person to play a video game after I like really beat it. I probably won't go back for over and over and over and just like farm and grind on the same game. Yeah, I might play it a little bit more, and I might do that with this one because it's really fun. But the issue with Division and Destiny is they're just like bland to me.
Yeah,
I have a lot of fun in the beginning, and then like after I've put in a little bit of time, I'm just like bored. And
I feel you.
All the weapons are the same. Everything's the same. The thing that makes Borderlands different is every time I find a new gun, I'm like, whoa, I've never seen one like this before. And there's like a million new guns. They're all very unique. And that keeps it fun. That keeps me keep trying to look for stuff because I never know what I'm going to find. I don't find the same type of gun 30 times with like slightly different numbers. So I'm like, ooh, another shotgun with the exact same qualities, except this one has 1% more damage. Yay!
Yeah, Destiny 2 has some very cool visual design in it.
Yeah,
but
I played a lot of Destiny 2. I just think for me, it's something that wears thin quickly.
Yeah, it's also one of those games where I noticed that if you really want to get the most out of it, it's one of those things where you have to like put in the time and like be there for the time to like the limited time events. And
yes, exactly. You have to be like, this has to be like your favorite game that you play with all your free time.
Yeah, because like
and
otherwise,
I've never felt that way about those games.
No, and it just, we were talking about cell phone games before, and like how it can really, they can like feel like a job eventually, and Destiny also looks like that to me, like just where like I'm like, oh, that would feel like a job eventually if I just had to keep on.
Yeah, like, it is one of those type of games.
So I just don't think that's one of those games that I'm ever gonna get that deep into. So then it makes me question, like, well, should I even like bother then? And Borderlands 3, Borderlands, I just don't feel that way about it.
Yeah, the point I was trying to make when I said that was like a lot of people have said like, well, they started the genre and then their new game came out and it wasn't like we were expecting it to be like revolutionary, but it was just like another Borderlands, and I'm like,
that's cool.
I'm fine with that because Borderlands is better than the rest because it is Borderlands, because it's specifically fun and silly, and the weapons are like the most unique part.
Yeah, and it's still fairly like a step up for like in like every aspect of Borderlands. Like I feel like they've improved every
as far as Borderlands goes, it still feels like not that different from Borderlands 2, except the only ways it feels different is in all good ways. It's like the graphics are way better, the quality of life updates are way better.
Yeah. There's still like some shortcomings, especially in regards to like the inventory system. I'd say like, God, that shit is so cumbersome. But I still like it a lot. I think it's definitely a step up from Borderlands. I gotta look up rabbits. Hold on, I'm trying to draw a rabbit without looking up reference.
They have ears and a face.
They do have those. Oh
Sometimes
shit!
teeth.
I'm trying to like get a specific look. I'm having no luck.
You just gotta commit because we only got like
Yeah, we don't got too much
50
time
minutes left in the show before we get back to Borderlands.
Yeah, that's true. We are gonna play that after we're done with you guys. Okay, so when we go, we're playing more. It's the reason we're late, and it's the reason we're gone.
Just give them like eyes, like the weird like rodent nose and teeth, like the nose and like this and like the teeth, this kind of thing, and you got a rabbit. Rabbits are weird because, well, this may not be the only reason, but rabbits to me are weird because they're like the most quiet animal there is. But when they're in distress, they're the most loud, horrible animal there is. You ever heard a rabbit scream?
I've never heard a rabbit scream.
It's terrible. It's like high-pitched squealing. My when I grew up, my dog, he loved to chase animals, but he wouldn't like some dogs will just like kill him and bite him and throw him around. No, my dog, his name was Squeak. He just liked to chase them, and if he caught up to them, he would just stop and just watch them until they like started running again. He's not interested in
the murder. He's interested in the chase.
He just wants to just run around after them. As soon as they stop, he does too. So he was chasing a rabbit once around the yard, and it tried to make a break through the chain link fence that we had on one side of the yard, and it got stuck.
As you would.
It got stuck in the fence.
Oh,
it just started squealing, and he just like ran up to the door where we let him back in. Like, let me in! Like,
let me get away from this thing.
He was like, what the hell is it doing? It was just
it worked.
Yeah, well, I mean, he wasn't gonna hurt it anyways.
Well, yeah, but
it didn't know that. But
yeah,
but he just come running up to the house like, get me out of here!
Oh man,
something's wrong with it. It's screaming.
It's making
noises. The dog
noises.
was just like the rabbits. They just give off like a high pitched squeal, like it's horrible sounding.
I can imagine. Yeah, I can. I kind of picturing like Bugs Bunny doing his scream that he does sometimes. And, like, rare moments where he screams.
That's funny that you use Bugs Bunny as a reference for real bunnies.
Yeah.
Well, I've seen a lot of Looney Tunes, so I know how rabbits react.
I've seen a shitload of Looney Tunes.
Usually they dress up like a woman, right? Is that right? And then if that doesn't work, they start screaming their head off.
And then they start doing some racist stuff too sometimes, right?
Yeah.
They do that. Alright, I finished my dead rabbit. I'm going to add the caption.
Add the caption, and then you can color while I draw the next panel.
If I was a smarter person, I would block out my bubbles before I do my drawing.
It's not like you've never made comics before.
No, it's not like it's like the main thing I do. So that's my first panel right there.
I like that.
Alright, I'm going to do the word bubble just a little differently for him.
Go for it. You have time. I just wanted to see what you're doing before I started my next piece.
Yeah. I just wanted to give you a heads up when I do this. So yeah, Borderlands 3, I like it. I do feel like
it's a buy.
It's a buy from me.
You were waiting for the DrawBomb. Do we buy it? Review, and we'll
That's right.
tell you it's a buy.
Buy.
Buy it. And then you
It's
can
a
play
buy.
with us.
Yeah, they can play with us, and we won't play with you because no, you're no.
No, you don't want to
No, I
allow
won't.
that.
I don't know if that's too close. Oh man, we got Captain Sheepy in here spoiling the Comic Jan ahead of time.
Oh no, he knew I was gonna.
He knew that was going to end with Bruce Willis being dead the whole time.
It always ends that way.
It does. That's like every movie.
That's The Shining, or not The Shining.
That is The Shining.
Every movie that is The Sixth Sense ends that way.
That is true. Every movie that ever was The Sixth Sense ends with Bruce Willis being dead the whole time.
What were you gonna say about The Shining?
Oh, that it's also how The Shining ends.
I love The Shining so much.
That is another movie
Don't tell me you've never seen it.
I have not seen.
Oh my god! That's one of my favorite movies of all time.
See, I keep starting it, but I'm like, this is on TV. They're not going to show the good shit.
No, watch it. Stream it. Watch it. Oh my god. I'm offended.
We can still be friends, though, right?
Yes. Come out here quick, and then we'll watch it.
Yeah, I'll be right back, everybody. I'm gonna go watch The Shining.
Just gotta hop on a plane.
Yeah. Why do I have to hop on a plane? Is it like I have to be in like France to watch it on Netflix?
Here. I said come here quick.
Oh.
And then you
yeah,
said
I will.
I'll be right back.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's why I was like, oh, he's coming.
I lost track of that
I
thread.
thought the joke you were making
Real
was,
quick.
I'm gonna go to Brandon's house to watch The Shining.
I was, but then for some reason your response threw me off. It was too much too much what's the word I'm looking for? Ugh, I'm losing my shit. It's too much riffing, man. I got lost in the riff hole. The riff happened and it was too believable. Alright, I'm fixing up the spacing in this panel here. I've got some ideas. I'm lucky all I do is write stuff all day because it makes my handwriting nice and legible, even though that's not doing too great right there. So I will say, with the Mad Max game,
Yeah.
I do think they should call that game Sad Max. Because every time, like, you pick up historical relics in the game, which are just collectibles that show like photoshops of like the world before it went bad or while it was going bad.
Yeah.
And every time you pick it up, you like rotate it and there's writing on the back. Then you rotate it back around to go to put it away, and then Max will make a comment on the item. And every time his delivery makes it sound like he's on the verge of crying.
Probably is.
That's true, because
be.
he'll just like look. Yeah, that's fair. But like after the 18th painting, where it's just like, you'll see a picture of like a person with a birthday cake, and then he'll be like, "Soon there were no birthdays. All the birthdays were lost to time.
Birthdays aren't a thing no more. All there is pain.
If you have a birthday, there's no cause for celebration."
You're up.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
there's 9. Stop.
I like this thing you started.
I feel like this
I
is...
have no idea where it's gonna go, but I'm very happy so far. Should I change his word bubble to black? I like the difference. I'll do that while you're doing the next one.
Alright, cool.
I don't know how we're gonna... I feel like I'm gonna be stuck making the punchline.
Yeah, you are.
I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out.
Alright.
I think I have one in mind, actually.
But, so yeah, Sad Max. That was a note that I wrote. Oh, my favorite part about Mad Max is it's like the closest where that game reaches like Borderlands level of like writing, like in terms of just like being weirdly funny, is like when you kill a bunch of the dude. You know how they have the war criers in the game?
Yeah.
Like so for the folks at home, there's these enemies in the game called war criers who like they just buff the dudes if they're allowed to like play their music long enough. And if you kill all the dudes who he like buffs up, then he'll just like be kind of sitting there, like he like hangs on like this like chain floating like high above everybody else in like a seat, and he just like bangs a drum.
Yeah, I love.
So like when you, like when you kill all his buddies, he'll just like be kind of sitting there, and then he just like
dangling. Can't do anything to you.
And he has like these little like things he'll say where he'll be like, "Hey,
Usually he tries to start bargaining with you.
Yeah, I noticed you killed all my friends there. Don't kill me." It makes me laugh every time.
Yeah, there's no need to like. You have nothing to gain from like saving him. In fact, you usually have a lot to gain from killing him. But like, it's like, he's like, you don't have to do it. And he's just like hanging there, and all you have to do is like break a chain, and he falls and dies.
And explodes usually too, which is great. And I just love he'll like. I love his bargaining whenever he does. He'll just be like, it's very funny. That's everything I have to say about that game.
Yeah.
I've almost beaten it.
Oh shit! Did you draw that, Captain Sheepy? That's good. Kind of beats our drawings, honestly. Drew it.
I'm opening it. Hey, look at that. Monkey T34. In the chat,
nice.
We got a link to a drawing.
We should have you on the show one of these days.
Draw with us. Have you drawing with us? We're trying to get some folks on here who can do some doodles with us.
Lined up. I mean, Matt, Captain Sheepy. We have a few people that would be able to draw with us. We're getting there. We're just kind of figuring out the main, making it work with just us first, and then we'll get more people involved for sure.
Yeah, it'll be nice when we have like some guests on, because then like whenever I start talking, I always forget to like keep drawing.
Yeah, I always try to keep it going, but you're not great at that. It's alright though. Well, I like it, Captain Sheepy. That's good.
Yeah, it looks great.
She looks very happy to fire a machine gun on people.
Yeah, that monkey looks happy to be in that tank and murdering, probably.
Yeah, the app is it's not the best, but it is what it is. It's fine. If it it might not be as good as the normal program you're used to, but it's still just fun to draw. If you want to join in, it's not going to be the best, but it's
certainly not going to get in the way of doing some fun art, which is nice.
As long as you're like interested in just drawing with us, then it's not a big deal about all the details. And, it doesn't have to look amazing, as you can see from our stuff.
Yeah. What am I doing? There we go.
Oh no, that's a knife. I'll be right back. So it's all up to you to hold the show.
Oh boy.
Can you do this?
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them all about this.
My computer will be like on fire.
And that's gonna happen. It's happened before, and I can make it happen again. I don't know, man. Witch magic. It happened. You get cursed, and then you just find out that you just set computers on fire with your mind. I can't explain it. You can't explain it. So I think while I wait for Brandon to come back, we were already rip-roaring through conversation anyways, but I think while he's gone, we're going to talk about the time that I left my wallet in El Segundo. It was a rough day for me. I was in El Segundo for other reasons, but then, I went to this restaurant, I had some conversations, And then when I was leaving the restaurant, I didn't notice that I had left it in there. And then eventually, you know, I got home, and then I looked for my wallet, and I realized, oh no, I just left my wallet in El Segundo. And at that point, that's when I realized that I got to get it. I got to get it. And that, you know, that's the moral of the story, really, is when you lose your wallet in El Segundo, you just got to get it. You got to get it. So that's that story. And for many others like it, make sure you order my audiobook, Ian Tells Stories. It's on Amazon.
Back.
Welcome back. I
How'd
was
you do?
shit-talking you in the chat.
Oh, good. I was hoping you'd destroy my good name while I was gone.
I tried very hard. I also told them about my this time I left my wallet in El Segundo.
Does the guy have glasses now?
I decided to like make it like it's a different time of the day. Should I take them off? Is it too confusing for the story?
You can do anything you want to do. I was just asking a question.
Yeah, I did give him glasses though.
All right, that's fine.
So yeah, I was telling them about the time I left my wallet in El Segundo. Moral of the story was I had to get it. I had to get it.
You had to get it back. Had to get it back.
That's right. Do you have any funny stories of losing wallets in places or?
I've never lost a wallet. I lost keys once. It wasn't funny. I just lost them, and then I had to replace. All.
Yeah, that sucks.
It was only funny if you enjoy pain.
Yeah. Well, I don't think a lot of people. Well, I guess masochists. Well, either way, that sucks. That's never fun. I've never lost keys, but I've definitely locked myself out of apartments before.
Today, I had a pipe basically. I feel like I was gonna say blow up, but I feel like blow up is too dramatic of a description of what happened. But it basically fell apart, and there's a lot of water pouring out of it, and I had to spend like last few hours right before we got on cleaning that up.
That sucks.
Fortunately, I rent, so someone will come solve that soon.
Yeah, and you don't have to fix it. It ain't your deal.
Right. But yeah, I had to clean a bunch of gross water. If you're ever wondering where the best water is, it's inside the pipes. You turn on your faucet and it's pretty good water, but the best stuff is inside the pipe. Smells great.
Oh yeah, that's the best. That's where the water.
Delicious. You want to drink it up?
It's good shit.
Thirsty,
That's
just
the good
thinking
shit.
about it.
The good shit.
Yeah. So got that all fixed for now.
So you're saying you've got that hooked up to like a blender, so you can make real quick smoothies.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a recycling because I wash my dishes, all that shit pours out into a blender, and then I drink it up.
Yeah.
It's got all my meals that I had all week long, all the flavors profiles right in there.
All the flavor, especially the umami. That's the hard.
Especially that flavor does not go away. Doesn't rot. So yeah, it's a good time.
Makes it go ooh, mommy.
Ooh, mommy. Tastes like the sixth flavor.
The fifth one?
Is it the fifth? Okay.
I think so.
I mean, there's probably more than 5.
I'm sure there's plenty of
weird
flavors.
Food nerds that decided that there's only 5.
Right. It's like when they say like there's 5 senses, but there's all sorts of senses. Like there's just 5 that are like.
Who decided that?
Yeah.
The guy who
high school teachers
numbered up the senses like originally. He's like, well, that's that, and then somebody's
that's
like,
all 5 of them.
hey, actually, there's this, this, and this, and he's like, no.
Shut the fuck up, Daryl.
I told you all of them. Leave it. You come up with your own study. Leave mine alone.
Fuck you. These are my senses.
Finish your panel.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of this word I'm trying to say.
I thought you got distracted by the bit.
I did a little bit. Well, here's the thing. I'm trying to get this bunny to say a very specific phrase, and I can't think of what it is. And then we keep riffing.
I would help you, but I don't know.
I know it's.
What you're
Got it.
trying to do.
I just remembered it. Okay. Anyways, so yeah, the senses. There's more than 5. The tastes. There's
It's more than
plenty.
5.
Because have you ever considered gummy worms? Not a lot of people are like, "Wow, that tastes like gummy worms," but dude, that's a flavor.
Sweet?
No, gummy worms.
Yes, but I'm saying the flavor of gummy worms is sweet. Is that the
No,
flavor?
it's not. It's the flavor of gummy worms is
All right.
worms, but they're gummy.
Alright.
Like,
Have you eaten
that's
a
how
worm?
worms taste.
Have you eaten
Right?
a worm out of the ground?
I'm assuming.
Is the consistency the same? They're just one sweeter?
Yes, one is sweeter than the other.
I don't doubt
And
that part, but...
one is gummier than the other too.
And one, when you bite into it, sprays dirt and blood into your mouth.
That's the gummy worms right there. That's the gum. It's like Gushers, you know?
I suppose. There's definitely gushers.
Yes.
Yo.
Is that
my
a
door.
knife? Yeah, do you contemplate your death?
Yep, that's what he says.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna go close my door real quick because it just blew open. So, one sec. See, the door frame doesn't quite fit the actual locky thingy of the door into the handle part, so my door just blows open if I don't prop something in front of it whenever anyone enters the house.
Fair enough.
Yeah, it's whatever. You know what? Honestly, it works. It's a door. If I put stuff in front of it, it works like a door does. Tis fine. I got other shit I got to worry about. I was homeless 3 weeks ago, or 4. So, you know, could be a lot worse. So, I think a big part about learning like video game systems and honestly like a lot of things is like learning what to be precious about,
Okay.
because when I was playing Mad Max, I was very precious about like all my bullets. Like I was like, oh, I better save my shotgun shells. I don't know when I'm gonna use this again. And to be fair, in the beginning, like you do start out with very little like refill stuff like that, but then eventually you realize like, oh no, shit was fine, like this was good. I've had bullets the whole time, and I think that's like, and you just kind of learn like the shit that you're supposed to like give a shit about, like
Right, and you're supposed to care more in the beginning and less later on.
yeah. And I think I think a lot of sort of getting to know like how to be better at like games and like art even is like about knowing like what you got to be precious about and like what you can like just really rush out and like just fucking do, and like what you can like take your time and like, oh no, I need to make every line just right. But if you,
it's more about style than precision. I think you can be messy as long as you have some like stylistic choices that make it look good still, or like clever,
or as long as still like getting across what it is you're trying to convey. Especially the scrap in Mad Max, at first I was like, oh no, I don't want to spend it all in one place, and then I just realized like, oh, there's an infinite supply, like because people just like drop that shit into your inventory eventually once you get enough camps like opened up. It's a fun game though, but it is super dupes repetitive, man.
Yeah, it is.
That shit, yeah. And while we were gone, folks, I did see it in theaters last weekend. We're not going to talk about it though because
did you watch Zim and?
No, I did not. I ended up playing Borderlands with you.
That's fine. That's fine.
I'll get. I have tomorrow off, which is like I just haven't had any time to myself, so it's gonna be really nice to have the day off tomorrow to play Borderlands with you.
And then eventually watch Invader Zim.
I was gonna say tomorrow I might not have time, but
okay.
Tonight, after this.
Oh yeah, we can play all night. Like, we're gonna beat that game pretty much.
It's possible.
It might happen. We'll see. That game is probably long.
I hope so.
Yeah, me too. Oh,
he looks like he's looking backwards shiftily. Like he's like it looks like Dead Rabbit is. I'm curious what the bubbles say.
Yeah, I was gonna write it in, but I didn't want to give it away until I was ready.
Sure, of course. So wait, why is the guy shoving food into his mouth in the left of the panel? Of like in what's going on over here?
Where? We were talking about something where I was gonna draw something in reference to it, and I forgot. By the time I finished it, I forgot why I was doing that.
Oh, I see.
So I don't remember now. If you remember, that's great, but it was.
I don't. I wish I knew.
Jesus, I only forgot to feed you once. I like how he's just floating everywhere. Well, that's all it took. Oh shit, I just realized I bought myself a drink to get myself all amped up for this.
Well,
Never even drank it. But I left it out there in the other room, unattended.
Is that too small? Should I make that bubble a little bigger, readable?
Yeah.
You can. You're gonna do it in the black anyways. So yeah, you can. You can probably get like.
I gotta do it in the black.
So that's the comic jam, everybody. Dead Rabbit.
I like it.
I like it. You know, honestly, it came out a lot better than it could have for the subject Dead Rabbit.
He's like, the rabbit's just like fucking with him while he's doing like all day long, and he's just like, yes, stop, yes. And he's like, God damn it! I'm sorry you died. I didn't mean to.
You knew that was a poison berry. I didn't tell you to eat that
he,
shit.
Like, starved, like it was his pet rabbit. Was what I was going for.
Oh yeah, he only forgot to feed him once. I believe this guy. He said he only forgot to feed him once. You're not gonna lie to a ghost. If you do, you're a fool. I know better to lie than to lie to ghosts. One time I was playing poker with Casper, and Casper the friendly ghost, and he said to me, "Hey, you got any twos?"
Oh, we're coloring this boy. Yeah,
Should we color it? Because I feel like it also works really well black white. Okay, let's finish.
We don't have much to color. We just have to color the guy, basically.
Yeah. But oh, I forgot what stupid bit I was doing. It wasn't gonna lead anywhere though. It was all in jest. In jest. Let me tell you, the last time I ingested something, it was this water right next to me, and this anti-anxiety pill. I tell you.
Are you on anti-anxiety pills?
Not like medically prescribed, but I was telling a friend of mine. Yeah, I found it. I decided to put it in my mouth. But I was telling a friend of mine how I feel. I get pretty bad anxiety.
Yeah.
So he told me about like these things like with this ingredient in it called like L-theanine. So I was like, you know what? I'll even take a placebo effect at this point. So I grabbed some. It's like little herbal supplements, so it's nothing like crazy heavy duty, and I don't think it's like gonna completely change my life or anything like that. But you know, if anything, I am doing it strictly for the placebo effect of like, hey, maybe I'll just feel less anxious if I believe these pills will do something.
So this seems counterproductive to say, and I will precede it by saying I think I struggle with anxiety too, but now that everyone's becoming like it's less stigmatized and everybody's become more like vocal about their mental issues and things like that.
Yeah.
I think everybody has anxiety, right?
I think a lot of people feel a lot less anxious.
Like, I have it, but I think everyone does. I see, like, 1,000 people post on Facebook, like, well, you know, I just had to make this post, but I have anxiety. And I'm like, but do we all? Is that something that we just didn't know until now? Is that we all have it?
Right, we all just didn't know we all had it till we all started talking about it.
Yeah, do we all have it? Every person in the world?
It's weird because you know, I've taken like a lot of online quizzes and stuff like that, and according to them, like I'm on the spectrum of like autism, like I have ADHD and like et cetera, and like I do have a family history of like people who have like mental, like who are on prescriptions for things, and you know they're all, I think it all helps them out a lot. But like I also think like, am I just an agreeable person? Is that why I'm like winning all these quizzes about like what
you call that winning when they tell you have autism?
I won
I won a diagnosis.
Right. I have diabetes.
Yay.
Woo. No, but yeah, I wonder if I'm just a very agreeable person. If those maybe those quizzes are like those sorts of things where everyone can say yes or.
I love that people are being more open about it and that we're like learning more about ourselves and it's not like a shameful thing now.
Yeah.
And like I said, I think I have like anxiety. Like, you know, I worry about things that I shouldn't. Like, it's stupid stuff that's like not real, not like, you know, I'm too hard on myself, stuff like that, and I think that's what it basically is. But everybody says the same thing, so I'm like, do we all? Does everybody have it in some degree?
It's a hard like that's the thing, is also why I'm not going like super hardcore into it. Like that's why I'm just doing these like little herbal
I'm not trying to like downplay your because, you know, I don't cool that you're you know, trying to figure yourself out, but
I don't think that's the thing, is that's why I'm doing like these herbal supplement things, is because like my friend said, it's like the stuff in like green tea that kind of makes you feel a little, you know, kind of chills you out a little bit, something like that. When you drink green tea, it's not like gonna massively affect you, but it's gonna like, so I figure, you know, this isn't like a clinical solution or anything like that, and like I said, maybe it's just a placebo, and
honestly, the thing with all that stuff is probably like it's probably like a spectrum, and everybody has some degree, and some people have less, and some people have more, and that's probably a more accurate descriptor.
Yeah, absolutely. I think everyone, it's always like there's always variations of anything you can think of. So when it comes to like anxiety, I do think maybe some people definitely have it a lot worse. I'm not sure if I'm one of those people who has it like so bad that I should see somebody about it, but I do get pretty bad anxiety. Like it can get pretty rough sometimes, but it's not like
pretty bad. But I think my thing is that I'm pretty good at like talking myself down and being like my own therapist. Like I'm able to be like, okay,
right, this is why this is
like, this is ridiculous. This isn't real. Don't like it'll stop me in my tracks for a minute, but then I can be like, okay, like
right,
that's not real. Stop being so hard on yourself. And maybe that's something that not everybody has the power to do.
Yeah, maybe.
To like kind of
to be their own like
correct a little bit.
Yeah, it's and you know, it's just something I thought I'd try out because a friend recommended it, and I was like, why not? It's and it's that's the thing, I don't know. It's hard because placebo, like it's
even if it helps that way, that's helping, I suppose.
Yeah. That's my thought. It's like, yeah, even if it's a placebo, like it's something. But like that's the thing is also about this is it's since you can't really quantify like anxiety, I think like it's hard to really like gauge like, is this effective? Is this working? I will say, a lot of times when I come home from work, and I like sit down at the computer to like work on art, play video games, or do whatever, surf the internet or something like that, I will a lot of times go in like these rabbit holes where like I'll just really worry about like this subject, and then I'm on to this subject, and there's no real constraints. There's just, I'll just kind of sit there, and I'm trying to do everything else in the whole world, like I'm playing games, but I'll just like have this like constant like dread and like worrying.
Yeah.
And I will say I haven't, like, since I started trying these things, I haven't really gone down that rabbit hole. I would say, like, I've managed to avoid doing that, and maybe it's because I'm not homeless anymore. Like, that could be a big.
I'm sure there's a lot of factors. The more stressed out you are, the more anxiety I'm sure a person has.
And I've been also using like these anti-anxiety pills, like to kind of be like, okay, well, I took the pill. Now, also, what can I do anyway? Like, if I am going to get anything out of the pill, it's not going to do anything unless I'm also trying to like make some sort of progress, I guess. So like I use the pill as a motivator to also kick myself in the shin every time I start to worry about something, and be like, don't worry about that thing like you're worrying about it.
Don't worry about that thing. Yeah, I think that's good.
So it's like it's both. It's me just kind of testing something out, but it's also like I'm using it as a motivator to just sort of improve my outlook and just be less of a high-strung, just like ball of anxieties. And
I think that's all we can do, short of getting like expensive therapy and a lot of medication, which neither is in the budget for me now.
Exactly.
Who knows? Maybe one day.
Maybe one day. I thought about it, and it's like I need to be in like a more solid place in like my life if I'm gonna start like messing around with like psychotropic or what, like medication for like stuff. And I'm not sure I even need any of that stuff, but like I do have a family history of like people in my family who are on different like pills for things. Like the whole spectrum. I don't even know how to properly phrase it.
Family, a lot of people in my family struggle with anxiety big time. I often feel like I'm like, oh man, I have a lot of anxiety, but then I like see them and I'm like, okay, I have a problem.
Helps you
they're dealing with a lot worse than me. My mom and my brother. Not to like out everybody. I probably shouldn't do that actually. Anyways, a lot of my family has that stuff.
We're gonna go find their addresses, everybody.
And like when I think I have it like pretty seriously, I see how they deal with it. And I'm like, okay, I'm actually pretty okay.
Yeah.
But I think it's a spectrum that everybody's on. Everybody has some anxiety. Maybe some is very mild, and some people have it very more intense. But everybody has some, and that's something that's been more okay to say.
Which I do appreciate too.
We're weirded out like a generation ago. Like you weren't allowed to talk about mental health at all.
Yeah, I had this weird situation at work the one time where I was kind of having an honest conversation about like sadness and depression and all that sort of stuff with somebody at work, and I could tell like someone who was like sort of asking some of the questions about some of this stuff, but like maybe wasn't expecting the conversation to go down that road.
Yeah,
like talking about like depression and stuff like that. Like they clearly got very uncomfortable from the whole thing, and I was just like, all right, well, I'm gonna nip this one in the bud because
I was gonna say you can stop talking about it for their sake, but like the fact is, the moment you're confident enough to talk about stuff about yourself, that makes you invincible. Like you don't have to.
You don't have to hold back.
Yeah, if you're not worried about that specific thing about yourself, then you're able to talk about it.
Yeah, and it's
up to other people to.
Have to sort of meet you that halfway.
Yeah.
And it is such a shame to also like that there is such a stigma against those sorts of things, because I think
we're getting better as a society.
We are. It's just like when you're more upfront and open about something that's happening, like people will understand like your like what you're going through, and like no matter the situation, it's almost always better to just like up out and admit something and be like, hey, so
honestly, everything that you're more candid about, the more invincible you become, because the like troubles come from like getting caught up in lies and caught up in things you're embarrassed about. But if you're just like willing to talk about things or willing to like lay it on the table, then nobody has any ammunition, or there's not any like pitfalls. You're just
it's the old 8 Mile defense.
It's like, here's what's up. If that makes you
I'm
uncomfortable,
fucked up.
I'm sorry, but I'm at full like acceptance where I'm at. So
Yeah, I'm dealing with it. I'm speaking my truth. I'm dealing with it.
yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's a shame when there are stigmas against those things, because those are the main roadblocks. Is like, if people maybe want those topics to stay in the dark, then like when somebody is trying to like navigate the world around them, it can be a lot more difficult. So
Yeah, that's true. Wow, we're getting deep tonight.
Mental health with the DrawBomb crew, everybody.
Yeah.
Have you checked your dick jokes lately? Because we're bringing them.
Check them at the door, because we got broken brains tonight.
That's right. We're talking about the heavies. We're talking about the sad stuff.
And on that note, we might be done. Is that a weird place to stop? Or like
Talking about mental health?
I think let's wrap it up. Let's be like, don't be embarrassed. If you need help, that's okay. We all do. So
yeah, it's you won't find anyone who. Okay, that's not true. But you'll find very understanding people in us when it comes to dealing with those sorts of situations. I think it takes all walks of life to get to where you're going. And
that's right. There's no shame, and we all, your brain needs doctors just like the rest of you, everything else, Yeah, and if you do, that's fine. We all, everybody needs help once in a while, and there's no shame in that. So
that's why I'm a human being, like I'm a work in progress. I'm unfinished. So
you only get one life, so you can either spend that whole thing like stressing out, or you can make the best of it and get help where you need it and enjoy it.
Yeah, I'm out of platitudes.
Yeah, I think that's it.
I'm out of platitudes. I got no more, everybody. But seriously, I do mean those things I said.
When
like,
you got eggs, make an omelet.
That's right.
When you takes one to know one.
Takes one to know. Ah, shit! You already used that one.
I'm all out.
Look,
I don't know.
Yeah. Hug your friends. Tell your family and you love them. Tell your loved ones you love them. Don't be a dick.
There you go. Don't be a dick. That's the final.
Don't be a dick.
No,
treat others the way you want to be treated.
Golden rules all around.
Yeah. Unless you like being treated like shit, in which case.
Thanks to everybody for tuning in tonight. Thank you, Captain Sheepy, for being vocal in the chat. That's always that's what makes the show, is the audience tuning in and being social and chatting with us. That's my favorite
Captain
part.
Sheepy made half the stream happen tonight.
Captain Sheepy was the stream tonight. He wins the VIP badge
tonight. They win the string. They win the VIP badge.
They win. They get the gold star.
Gold stars for everybody, including us, because we did draw a little bit. Maybe I get a gold star. I don't know if you get a gold star.
Wait, I feel like I drew. I felt like I drew once or twice.
Why'd you point at like anything you drew? Point at something.
I drew that. I drew that. I drew that.
I can't. I mean, from my angle, I don't see shit.
Okay. Well, I'm pointing in the stream. All the people know. They know
All
what
the
happened.
people know.
All the good drawings tonight were from me. The winner of the rock paper pencil was from me.
That was definitely me.
We'll see. We don't know yet. I mean, I might vote for you, but we'll wait for the audience to decide.
All right. Well, hey, at least now you can't use Brandon the winner anymore as your.
Well, we don't know that yet. You have to wait till next week when the votes are in.
Right.
There could be an upset.
Well, there could be an upset
for you. I would be pleasantly surprised, but I'll take what I can get.
I'll tell you who's not upset though is me about how tonight went.
Yeah, tonight was good.
That was good.
Thanks for everybody for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Unfortunately,
thanks again, Captain Sheepy.
I will say to you right now, I'm on call again next week. They got me again.
No!
I don't think they'll call me in, but I could be wrong. It might happen. I don't know.
We'll keep you posted.
I will let you know. As well as our audience.
That's
Anyways,
right.
On that note, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Tuning out.
Have a good night.
You can't hear it right now, but you're pretty accurately singing along with us. Peter, we did. See you, everybody.
Bye.